It is harder to describe inequality in American English. That makes it easier to live with.
This should be the final part of my response.
Upper class English would refer to the meals as like supper or lunch, whereas a working class Brit will say tea or dinner. And an American just says lunch.
That's not accurate. Depending on which part of the US you're in, some people might call supper the meal in the middle of the day. They might call it whatever meal is the heaviest meal of the day. They might not use the word dinner at all, or they might use supper and dinner to mean different things, or they might use them interchangeably. And the language was not rebuilt to create these words to force people into contracts every time they eat lunch.
Upper class Brit will say the lavatory or the loo, and a working class Brit will say the bog or the toilet. So an American just says bathroom.
Okay, what's the problem with that? Second of all, we don't only use bathroom. You could also say restroom. In the military, we also have latrine or head.
Upper class Brit will call money their income or their earnings, and a working class Brit will call it their wages or their pay. And in America, it's called your paycheck or your salary.
Income and earnings and wages are all legally used in the US and mean different things. Your wage is how much you get paid if you get paid hourly, and a salary is something you get paid yearly. A paycheck is literally just the check you get when they actually pay you, because despite your wage or your salary, you probably get a check about every 2 weeks.
If you were let go, an upper class Brit would say, I was made redundant, and the working class Brit would say, I was sacked, whereas Americans are laid off.
You could also say, I got fired. Like, we have distinctive language. We have multiple ways to say these things too.
Uniform working population is much easier to discipline and mobilize and tax.
Even if we did all speak the same, which we don't, it can vary a lot depending on where you live, but in many states, the average American pays less taxes than the average British person. So just by virtue of us using the same words across a class divide doesn't mean that we're easier to tax. I lied, apparently 8 parts wasn't enough. 9 parts, that will be the final one.